You got a haircut. What's going on?
I know. Well, summer came and I don't know. My hair was
Dude,
so
I just have like a pound of gel that's pushing it down. Otherwise, it'd be
yeah.
like
That's
a
what mine was. That's what mine was so
like
bad.
a
I just had to.
true Jufro I got going on. But no, I mean, I just wanted to talk to you. Like 200,000. What? That's amazing. Congrats, dude.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. Yeah,
What is this in like 3 months or 4 months?
yeah. Probably four. We'll call it 4 months. Yeah,
50K a month. Not too bad for a recent college grad.
not too bad at all. Can't complain.
What is the secret?
I don't know if there really is a secret. I'd say
There
like
is a secret. Otherwise, everybody would be making 50K a month and everyone would be very happy.
yes, but okay. So the secret then is just sticking with it long enough and just trying hard enough for a long enough period of time. And because yeah, so the 4 months I've made 200K, but it's also my third year in the trading challenge. I started the summer of 2017, and now it's summer 2020. So basically 3 full years.
When did Roland start? We just did a video with Roland. He just passed $1 million. He started with 4,000 and he's at 1 million. I think he joined. I don't know. Was he before you or around you?
Yeah,
What?
I watched him his whole come up. That was like my first year.
Wow. So the past 3.5, 4 years, and that's what he said too. I mean, it's kind of funny. Like you didn't see the interview with him, but that's what he said. Like, because now he's over 1 million and he's been earning, steadily more in 2020. I'll give you some pointers just so that we don't repeat his interview. But it's pretty cool that you just passed 200,000. Huddy just passed 500,000. I just did an interview with him today. And then Roland passed 1 million, all like within the same day. And people were like, "What are you all like? Buying each other's stocks? Like you're all helping each other?" And it's like, no, we're trading somewhat different stocks but similar patterns, and we've all been preparing for this. And it's a hot market. So with Roland, we made the point that like 2019, 2018 were a little slower than right now 2020 and 2017. So not all years are created equal. And like you said, you have to stick around through the slower years, learn from that, and then really you appreciate these, better years. Do you agree with that?
100%. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, like I started taking trading super seriously 2019, the beginning of 2019, and I had a smaller account and the plays just weren't as good. So I took like a whole year to try to figure it out. And then since especially 2019, I took so many hours to study. Once 2020 came, I was ready and prepared and just started pulling the trigger when the plays came.
So it's preparation meets opportunity.
Yep, absolutely.
Are you sizing up more now because you're more confident, or are you taking the same size as before?
Definitely sizing up more, especially last month. Last month I made just under $94,000. And yeah, I was taking some bigger size there, but like not like outrageous, scary size. Cause I've seen over the years too, several people who've gone up a couple 100,000 and then just blown it up. And that's not what
Gunslingers think they find new ways of making money faster, then they usually lose it all or half of it all. Or more than all. Sometimes they use leverage, and then they get very introspective on Twitter, and then we're forced to listen to their dribble when, we really should have just like understood that, wait a minute, let's be prepared before we lose big. People think that there's some crazy like formula, like you said, like the secret, like there's no secret, there's no crazy, advanced stuff. Whoa, a coffee machine is going crazy. Coffee machine is cleaning itself. Can you hear that?
No, actually I can't.
Oh. Okay. Well, this was one of the cool things. I'm actually in my parents' place, and I'm explaining this because I want you to get inspired too, because I bought my parents' place. They renovated it. I bought them their whole renovations. I bought them this like $4,000 coffee machine that cleans itself randomly, but also makes amazing coffee. And that is, to me, the best money. Like, yeah, I'm very proud of my charity, like donating over $4 million, but I'm also very proud of just what I've been able to do for my parents. Like, what are you going to do with your money now? Do you have a plan?
No real plan. I mean, like, so on the parents thing, like I actually like brought my parents out to dinner for like the first time ever,
That's cool. And it doesn't have to be a big thing. It can be little things, but like when you treat your family after how much, hard work and sacrifice they put in for you, like it feels really good. Was that a good dinner?
Yeah, no, it was great. It was a ton of fun. Yeah.
What do your parents think about this? Were they at first they were like penny stocks? I don't know. And now they're like, yeah, extra lobster tip.
Yeah. So, I mean, my dad was always pretty confident, just like believed in it. Back when, in 2017, he helped me get started into the challenge. But yeah, and then now, I mean, my dad's kind of into it, trades a little bit, asks me questions every now and then. He thinks
Oh, damn.
so. Full
Did
circle.
you see LKNCY today? I wrote it. I wrote it up.
I did. I did see it. I did see it. I bought it in the morning. I didn't take it in the afternoon though.
It moved pretty fast. I thought I could get like a solid execution. I was trying to buy like 15,000. I got 3,300 shares. I was like, that just moved way faster than I thought it would. It's a little tricky.
Yeah. That one is a little sketchy, but it moves very good.
I mean, I was planning on holding it overnight, but when it hit my goals and I don't have to take, overnight risk, I'll lock in the 1,000. I'm not going to, I don't know. I'm trying to decide I'm still trying to see like whether I should have held it overnight. What do you think? Should I have held that overnight?
It did close pretty nicely, but like you said, I mean,
I made nearly 10%, and that's a lot on that kind of a stock. So it's tough.
yeah. And I personally am not very good at swing trades overnight. I've learned this, like I'm mostly a day trader. Like anytime I hold anything overnight, I suck at it.
Yeah, I mean, lately a lot of these like first green day OTC plays, like it's good to talk about like adapting, like at different times throughout your career. First green day OTC, sometimes it's amazing to hold overnight. Things gap up or morning spike 20, 30%, and you like clockwork. Lately, it's actually been better to sell into the close because, like DLOC yesterday finished strongly, panicked today. TPTW finished strongly the other day, panicked. I tried OPTI into the close. It couldn't even close strong, so I was like, screw that.
Yeah.
What do you think?
No, absolutely. You have to keep adapting. I play a lot of like listed like midday breakouts. That was like a really good pattern of mine. And the last like 2 weeks, there's definitely been a change in how far they run. Like some of them don't even break out. They'll like just go to high day and stuff. So like I've been adapting a little bit, selling more into the high day break just because they're just not running as far as they were a month ago when the market was so crazy.
I mean, it's crazy because like the past, I don't know, like week, I guess, like pretty much in July, the market has slowed down. Even really the last day before the holiday weekend, last week, I guess that was still July. I don't even know. I'm so tired. I'm burnt out. I know a lot of other traders are burnt out. Like summers are supposed to be slower, but I think we're seeing like a little less, we're not seeing like 300, 500, 1,000% gains in a day like we did in June. We're seeing more like 20, 30, 50, 70%. I mean, there's still volatility, but you see it's less now.
Yeah, definitely. I'm seeing the same stuff. And I mean, I'm pretty tired and burnt out, especially from the last couple of months, but it is a big mindset shift because you like have to be a lot more disciplined. And that's my discipline's definitely being tested because you used to be able to just buy something and, get away with it because it would just go up. But
yeah,
happened, especially last week.
Do you think a lot of newbies got spoiled in May and June thinking it was like always so easy? Like, oh, let's just buy anything. Like, you could be a freaking, like retarded squirrel and still make money.
Yeah, I do think so. I mean, I've only been in the market since 2017, but I mean, it was the craziest stretch a couple months I've ever seen. Bigger than Bitcoin back was in 2017. I mean,
although there still are some runners. Did you see ALT today?
Yeah, that was crazy. I missed that.
I mean, from 13 to 20. So I'm looking at the chart at 3:15 p.m. It was in the 13s. By 3:45 p.m., so like 30 minutes later, it was at 20. So it was, a 50% run up in 30 minutes.
Yeah. No, it's relative. Like if you compare it to like 2019 summer, like it was pretty slow summer. So like slow now, like is not really slow. It's just slow compared to what we saw the last couple months.
Well, yeah. So, I mean, it's all a matter of perspective and adapting. And newbies don't really understand this. They're just like, why did it not work this time? Why did it work before? And what we're always saying is this is not an exact science. Like you're trying to adapt to the market. You're trying to adapt to what works best for you. So there's a lot of adapting going on. And how do you adapt? You have to experiment. So, do you take like partial positions sometimes where you're just like, I'm just going to test the strategy with like, 500 shares? Do you ever do that?
Definitely. The last like month or so, I've been talking to Jack and Kyle a little bit and trying to get more on the short sides just to learn that side because I'm so strictly long biased.
Yeah.
And yeah, I shorted Tesla. I took kind of a larger size. I took 30 shares, but I mean, Tesla's a pretty expensive stock. And I shorted that yesterday.
Did you capture
NIO,
that drop today?
I wasn't part of that drop today. The drop today was pretty sick. And then the bounce after too. It like is equally as awesome.
I mean, Tesla's going down 100 and then up 100. So
Yeah.
it's like all inside of an hour.
It was pretty crazy. But yeah, when I'm expanding and experimenting with new strategies, I definitely take substantial.
What do you think newbies need to like learn in order to really be able to adapt and experiment better and not just be so stubborn and kind of brittle in their approach? Like, how do they get more nimble?
I think it's just their mindset on how they approach the market. Like they're approaching trying to get rich today, next week, or like next month, where instead of thinking about it that way, you should, experiment, like you were saying, maybe some smaller size, and maybe you're not going to make any money for a month or years. You don't know. But just you build a foundation where then the market heats up again, you're way more prepared than you were if you just were trying to make $1 million overnight.
Did you have that mindset from the beginning? Were you like, okay, I'm going to get into this. I'm going to do this for, quite a while, or did you want it like quicker?
I mean, there's always a certain part of you that wants it quicker, but I was fortunate enough to start pretty early. I started after my freshman year of college, and my timeline was pretty much like, by the time I graduate college, like I would love to be able to do this full time. And even that timeline, like I didn't reach that time. I wasn't able to do that by the end of college, but then 2 months following college was absolutely crazy. And then something I always remind myself too, like, as I'm only 22, like, where am I going to be in 5 years from now? 5 years is a super long time. I'm only 27 then, still relatively very young. And so
I mean, most traders and like successful investors is like 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. So like you're already 20 years ahead of the game.
Yeah.
And I think that goes to show like your dedication, the structure of the challenge, how useful it is. And just, frankly, I think the potential with education these days, like we've never had these tools before. A decade ago, 2 decades ago, you wouldn't have been able to learn. Like we wouldn't have been able to do calls like this. So information is spreading so much quicker. And we're finally, I think, beginning to see, as a result, quicker knowledge gains. I say everyone has 2 accounts, their knowledge account and their brokerage account. And you need to grow your knowledge account enough so then you can eventually grow your brokerage account. And you grew your knowledge account so much that it like just began tipping over into your brokerage account. And now there's like $200,000 extra dollars in there.
That's a good explanation. And I agree, especially as the challenge students over the years, you have more and more successful challenge students, and there's more and more journeys that newbies entering the challenge can learn from.
Yeah.
Pick a trader or a couple of traders that you want to be like and study their journey. And I mean, it'll exponentially help your journey because they already made a ton of mistakes, and you just try to avoid the same mistakes they made because you saw the pain they went through.
What's a mistake that you've made recently? Not even just in the beginning, but what's a big mistake? I know you just crossed $200,000, so you're doing a lot right. But is there anything that you're doing wrong?
I do. Sometimes I tend to overtrade, and I was definitely getting away with it the last several months because you miss one play, 5 minutes later there'd be another one, and you could just take that one. But the last couple of days, I've really just tried to focus on taking less plays, focusing on the best of the best, and just not wasting my mental capital on a setup that's not even that good because it's just not likely going to work out now, and really just focusing on those A+ plays.
You think you said you're a little tired and burnt out. I mean, why do you think like traders get burnt out? Like technically we're just sitting in front of like a laptop or a desktop. Like it's not like we're like, doing like P90X or anything. Like there's nothing intense going on here. Why is this?
For me, I mean, like if you look at my days, like usually by Friday, I'm pretty tired, especially the last 2 weeks, because I'm always watching the market. And with so many plays, you're just like, you're not really taking a break. Like I was watching the screens basically every minute of every day for the last 2 months. And I mean, like full on focus the entire time. And
yeah,
So
No, I feel you. Trust me. Look at my eyes. I'm exhausted too. Also, just been filming with a lot of top students hitting milestones. So, is that your dog?
it is my dog.
Show
Yeah.
your dog. Let's see your dog.
She's outside the room. So
Ah,
I
I
could.
was gonna say like put the dog in front of the bull so it looks like the dog has horns. Wait, let me show you my dog. I got my dog Sophie right here. Oh,
Oh, that's adorable. I'm gonna have to go get mine.
get your dog. We're gonna show our dogs. It's gonna be beautiful. You're on camera. Oh. Oh. Wait, put your dog up there close. Look at this. Let's see if they can talk with each other. Have her bark. Is it a her?
It is a her. Look, you're not looking at the screen.
Bark. How do you get her to bark?
She only barks when she wants my attention. So
Ignore her for a little bit. I just want to see Sophie's reaction if she barks.
Oh, hi. I'm not having it. No.
Sophie doesn't care at all. Oh well, it was worth a shot.
Here you
That was fun. That's cool. But it's also cool that like we can do this. Like a lot of people say like, oh, there's more money to be made in other areas of finance, and I agree. This is like a small pond. Finance is a big ocean. But the cool thing is you can do this from home. You don't need a boss. Like if you were working at like a Wall Street firm, you would be like the bitch of the firm for years, and it would just stink. Like you would get even less sleep and you'd be making, I don't know, what entry level, it's like 30, 40, 50,000 per year. And you're making that per month and you have unlimited freedom.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it's the best. Penny stocks, hands down, are probably the best way to grow a small account. I mean, maybe you can plateau, but like you're going to plateau when you're making millions of dollars a year, which is plenty of money. So.
Why do you think there's so much hate in this niche when it's, you're obviously experiencing how great it can be. I've experienced how great it can be. Why is there so much hate?
I think because, I mean, at the end of the day, every penny stock is just a garbage company, and people like go into them thinking they're buying Apple or Microsoft or something, and they can just hold it for an extended period of time. Where at most, like if I'm like from a long standpoint, like you shouldn't really hold a penny stock more than a couple hours, couple days, and then just get the fuck out. Like don't hold it forever, because then they're just going to fade off into oblivion, and that's why everyone hates them.
So it's really about perspective, studying the past, recognizing that, wait a minute, this stuff isn't quality. Why do you think so many people are so easily fooled? Like I don't know if you see my Twitter, and I see you're responding to some, people on Twitter, and it's like it's crazy the misconceptions that people have. Like they have 15-minute delayed quotes. People think that like, I'm shorting my own buy picks, which I'm not. Like that's illegal. It's unethical. And frankly, I believe in my buy picks. I don't think that they're good shorts. Like, why do you think there's so many crazy misconceptions?
I think people are just lazy at the end of the day. I mean, like 15-minute delayed quotes, for example, like doesn't take that much to Google and figure out how to get real-time quotes.
Did I tell you this story? I don't even know, because I was trading some stock with like breaking news, and I bought it at like 2.5 cents and I sold it at like 3 or 3.5 cents. And someone was like, "It never touched 3. I see it at 0.019." And I was like, "Yeah, before the news came out, but that was like 20 minutes ago." And they're like, "Oh." Like, wow. Like I'm trying not to be mean, because I know everyone starts somewhere, but like I'm thinking like, how do you even risk money, like your hard-earned money, when you don't even have real-time quotes? Like this is like, I don't even know. I mean, this is like a chef without like ingredients. Like, what do? You're just playing around with knives? Like it makes no sense.
Yeah, 100%. Like I understand if it's your first week maybe in, but like if you're actually trading with your money, like using delayed quotes still? Like, what are you doing?
Well, I get people, they say like, is level 2 necessary? There's all this conspiracy theory, like you don't even need to look at the charts. Some people say you only need to look at the charts. I use like a combination like of some fundamentals, even though there's not many, but I look at the fundamentals, I look at, the sector, and then I also combine that with the charts. What do you do? Are you all technical analysis or a little bit of both?
My dog was snoring. I don't know if you heard that.
Not here.
um,
Fell asleep already. Damn, that was like 5 minutes. She's like,
no worries.
penny stocks are just boring.
Yeah, I'm mostly, I'd say like 99% technicals. Fundamentals, I just want to, like, sometimes I'll do a quick scan of like the SEC filings to see if there's any offerings. But if, I'll avoid a stock if there's like a huge offering, or I see on Twitter there's a huge offering and I trust, the people who posted that.
Yeah.
From there, it's probably close to 50-50. Sometimes, like, I work from home, so sometimes I have a couple screens. On one of my screens, if I'm trading, I'll just look at the level 2 box, and I've gotten pretty good at that the last couple of months, so I can like work and like monitor just based on the level 2 off to the side.
Nice.
Yeah.
What town are you in now? Or you don't have to answer what town, just what state are you in?
I'm in upstate New York right now.
Okay.
Yeah. So the summers are beautiful here, but the winters are terrible.
I mean, are you just preparing for the next few months? Like, if this pandemic keeps up, like you're not going to be able to go out, and it's like, I don't even know how people are going to survive up there.
No, I'm not preparing yet. It's kind of like upstate. I'm far enough north where like COVID's like not really a thing, but a thing. People don't really believe in it, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And so like, I mean, people, it's like 50-50 if people even wear masks, which is kind of.
No, I hear you. All right. So one final tip for people: how can they, obviously we already went over having patience, adapting to the market, using, proper tools. Like, and again, click the link below. But what's one tip that you wish you had known in the beginning? Because I already say, like, take the meat of the move, go for singles, cut losses quickly, trade hot stocks, don't believe in the companies. Give me something else.
One tip that really resonated with me recently came from Mike Huddy, actually. And he used the frame being a consistent loser. And I like that a lot. And the way he meant it was, if you're risking $100, in his opinion, and I agree with it, every loss should be $100 or less, because you're going to get stopped out, and you're just respecting your risk and respecting that you're going to lose $100 on this trade.
Yeah.
Because going into the trade, you don't know how much money you're going to make. So having that risk focus and limiting all your losses to, say, $100, you're not going to have a blow up trade. One trade's not going to wipe out several weeks or several months of gains. So if you can be a consistent loser, it'll actually help you become a consistent winner.
I like that. And I think that a lot of people need to learn how to cut losses and take losses. Like I took some losses this morning and I just did a whole video lesson about it, because I think that it's good. I think that sometimes you're just wrong. I was wrong. I was on the right track, dip buying CYDY, but I was wrong on my entry. I accepted it. I did not try to fight it. And I took the loss. And I was very happy to take the loss because I had to protect myself. And I think, someone like me who's been doing this for 20 plus years, if I have to protect myself, then newbies, people who have been doing this for 2 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, you have to protect yourselves even more, because you just haven't seen the crazy examples that I have seen, like where, sometimes you dip by a stock and for whatever reason, whether the insiders are selling or the promoters are selling, and it just keeps going. And some people will literally just keep averaging down. Sometimes they'll get lucky and they'll get a profit instead of like a small loss, and they'll be like, ha, Sykes, I did not have to cut losses. But they learned the wrong lesson. And maybe it's not this time, but one of these times where they're breaking the rules and taking on excessive risks in big positions because they can't, mentally take a small loss, that's how you get into a big problem with big losses.
Definitely. I 100% agree with that.
Have you had any big losses?
I did back in February, and it's probably also a contributing factor to why I've gone so exponential recently. I took a huge, it's still big to this day, but at the time it was very big, $5,000 loss on a trade that wasn't even really, one of my patterns, and I just averaged down, added to a loser, and eventually the loss got so big, got to $5,000. I was like, I just can't I have to cut this loss. It can't get any bigger.
So you were averaging down to try to like, salvage it, and then you just wanted one bounce to sell into?
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, it was in WORK work, like Slack. And I mean, thank goodness I did, because February then COVID hit. So like if I would have held, I think like the entire stock market tanked, and work tanked like 50% on like, so I mean, good thing I cut the loss where I did. And I ended up being green on that month. I dug myself out of the hole through some other
Yeah.
things, but it
And
was,
that's another thing. Like, I want to close on that. Like, I'll give you one tip too, because you said the consistent loser thing. I like that. But for me, it's not even just about the losses. Like some people say, oh, I can come back from those losses. But while you're in that position, because a lot of newbies use too big of their account, it's like a cancer. Like it's eating away at your soul. You're thinking about it, and it's taking your much needed capital away from any other potential plays. So the longer you're in this, 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you're not taking the other trades that could actually increase your account. So now, not only do you have a loss, but you've wasted opportunity. So that loss becomes bigger given the opportunity cost that it's costing you with other potential plays that were probably better in the first place.
definitely 100%. I like that tip. So
There we go. So congratulations again on the 200K. I'm excited to see what you can do, but just remember to stay humble. Take it one trade at a time. Do not get cocky. Otherwise, the market will humble you and it will not be fun.
Absolutely.
I see you're getting a little cocky. You got your fresh haircut. You probably had your barber come over and he fed you some grapes and some caviar too.
No, but that's okay.
Good, because that would be gross. Don't do that. But no, seriously, stay humble. I'm excited to see what you can do. And everyone watching this,